Well, welcome back, guys, to Fat Cat Collections. Something a little bit different today as far as the way I'm filming, and I'd like you guys to go ahead and let me know what you like better. Normally, I'll film with the camera kind of off to the left there, just kind of getting me right from the chest up, where a lot of times when I'm talking to you guys, especially when it comes to a watch, you really can't see what I'm doing right in front of you. So let me know what you guys think. I always like to get feedback on these videos, and if you like the way I'm filming this a little bit better, it would be very helpful. So with that being said, let's talk about what we're going to be sharing with you guys today. So today I have another watch. So this is by a company that goes by the name of Vincero. I'm sure all you watch nuts out there have heard of the brand. And, you know, it's a brand, in my opinion, that gets kind of a bad rap. Now, I'm not saying that they don't sell any watches. I'm not saying that they get a bad rap for any particular reason. But I'm going to discuss... Again, I'm going to show you guys the watch. Most importantly, show you what it looks like on the wrist, because that's really important when making a decision to purchase. Doing these videos in the way that I've been doing them over the years, I think is helpful to give you guys an idea of what it looks like on the person, right? So I'm about 5'7". I weigh about 175 pounds. I have a 7-inch wrist. So I'll give you guys an idea of what the watch might look like on you. So today, the watch I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and I'm going to keep looking over there because I have my screen over there, is the Apex. Vincero was nice enough to reach out to me several weeks ago. I believe I contacted them back in the day to see if they wanted to collaborate. I didn't hear from them, and I was pretty happy that they finally reached back. Vincero is one of these brands, in my opinion, that's kind of, and I don't know when I say this, I'm not giving you guys exactly how the brand started, but in my opinion, it's one of those brands that's kind of like almost like crowd-funded. Not that they were or are, I'm not really sure. But you see a lot of these brands market on like places like Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. I actually recently seen an ad on TV for Vincero. Now they're called Vincero Collective. So they're a brand that wants to not just sell watches, but branch off into other eyewear, jewelry, gift sets, stuff like that. Which I think is, I don't know. You know, it just depends on what they're looking to go for. If they're looking for, you know, you have brands like Kenneth Cole and you know, Tommy Hilfiger, all those brands you're gonna find in those brick and mortar department stores that aren't bad. Don't get me wrong, but it just depends on, again, I'm not sure what the company's going for, if they're trying to get into stores like that, but that's where they're heading, right? Vincero Collective, they're no longer just Vincero watches. So now brands like this from the watch community always get a bad rap, and I think we have kind of bullies in the watch community that like to you know, make people believe that watches like this, and I really kind of blame guys like Archie Luxury for referring to watches as shitters that just aren't in those like Rolex, I shouldn't put that in quotes, they are actually Rolex, but you know, brands that aren't what they consider, you know, high quality, right? Remember, all these watches out there have markup associated with them. It just depends on how much you're getting ripped off. One guy, I did a review on the Vincero Vessel the other day. One guy was kind of nitpicking the watch, and, you know, not in a bad way, but just say, what am I paying for? You know, it doesn't have this, doesn't have... You can nitpick to death anything out there, you know. If things... And remember, when it comes down to being a consumer, if you have a checklist for what you're looking for in a watch, that might have to be, and this is the watch checklist, sapphire crystal, 316 stainless steel, you know, Seiko automatic workhorse movement, right? And I hate to use the quotes because it is a good, reliable movement. But there's lots of movements coming out of China. There's lots of just inexpensive quartz movements that are super reliable that'll last you a lifetime, right? With anything, remember, no matter what it is, Rolex or not, whatever brand you may look at, there's no guarantees. A watch you could have luck with that's going to last you your entire life, and it could fail. There's no guarantees. The real difference comes into what you're paying for a watch like a Rolex and what kind of value it's going to hold. And again, it's not guaranteed you make money on them. You know, you may get your money back, you may get more of your money back. There's more of a market. With a watch like a Vincero, you could wear this for a couple of years, you could wear this for a couple of days. You're probably not going to make money on it, and you're probably not going to get your money back from it. You know, so that's the difference when it comes to watches that are collectible. And I'm not going to get into, because we all don't really know what makes a watch collectible or not. There's Invictus I have that are collectible that I could sell for more than I paid. Remember, supply and demand determines price. That's really what it comes down to. So if one day Vincero, and I've been noticing it honestly with brands like Invicta, the watches have become more expensive. You know, you can still get your deals, but you know, when I used to watch Shop HQ and stuff back in, you know, years ago, you'd see more of those $150, $160 Venoms and a lot of the new watches coming in at the same price points. A lot of their new designs are coming in at the $400 price point. So they're getting popular, and brands aren't going to sit back and just say, oh, we have a super popular brand, let's just make them more affordable. That's how it works. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about what you're getting, you know, as far as the quality. What, you know, real world quality. You know, what do you get? What is the main thing, in my opinion, that makes a watch of decent quality? And that's 316 stainless steel. You can say all day long that 904 is superior, but it really, in real world use, it makes no difference. It doesn't polish any better. It doesn't. And Rolex is the ones who use 904. Most people use 316 when it comes to stainless steel. If you're getting watches made of 316 stainless steel, you're getting a nice quality watch. As far as, you know, when guys shake the band and, you know, listen to it, it's all nonsense to me. What really makes a watch nice is the way that it's put together, you know, the attention to details. And I think Vincero, I like the fact that, you know, I've always been kind of sold, not really sold, but I've always liked when they do exhibition windows or just case backs that are decorative. I like that Vincero in this watch did Vici, I think I'm saying that right, on the back. And you can Google. My mom always tells me. I always forget what that means, but my mom fills me in on that. I chose this one here because I like the orange hands against the black. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know when it comes to dive style watches, I definitely like the orange look. Orange is like kind of turned me on. I got turned on by orange from Doxa. Orange is supposed to be the best color to read underwater. I'm not going underwater, but I just like the look, right? And that's why we buy these things, for the look. And ultimately, to answer that guy's question, and I did the best to the best of my ability, you know, what am I getting from my money? You're ultimately getting satisfaction when you see something you like and you buy it and you get to wear it and enjoy it. That's what you're getting. So yes, you can buy a $60 Pagani that's just as nice as this, but it's not a Vincero. It's not a Vincero watch. It's not, you know, what might have drew you into this brand. So ultimately, when it comes to the quality though, and this is what we're looking at, this watch is every bit as nice as an Invicta Pro Diver, a Neymar. I mean, I've reviewed hundreds of brands on this channel. You don't want to listen to guys who are going to call watches like Invicta and, you know, they'll make excuses for why Seiko is superior to Invicta, but yet, you know, a watch like this is garbage, right? This is on par with many Seiko watches, most of them. This is on par with your Aragon watches. It's on par with your Invictus. It's on par with Pagani. The price points are just different. Yes, you can get a Pagani for $68 that's just as nice as this, but it's not this style. And one thing I like that Vincero has done is that I can't really, maybe I didn't look hard enough, but I don't see any homage watches, right? Now, I'm sure there's a watch you can out there that, because these are basic design watches, they're not an over-the-top Zeus bolt, right? You can make the argument that, oh, well, this looks like this. A lot of watches look very similar, right? Because, you know, you have to go over the top to make them look very unique and different. So, you know, but I like that Vincero is just kind of doing their own thing. They're making nice-looking watches. And I think the price point, if you compare them to what, you know, you're going to pay for going into a department store, these are more of like department store watches, you know. I don't think that you're ever going to change the minds of true watch snobs, as I call them, because they're not going to wear a Vincero. They're not going to wear Invicta. There's only certain, when you have that mentality, there's only certain brands you'll rationalize. You know, I see some of the idiots online will say, oh, you know, Boulder watches. You can rationalize anything you want if you like it. You know, if you have the following, you can convince people of that. So I can tell you that of all the watches I reviewed, this watch is on par with most of them. You know, are we on par with a Rolex? Remember the differences on Rolex, and I hate to kind of bash that, but I'm not bashing the brand. But remember, a lot of times, sorry, my computer screensaver just went on. Give me a second here, guys. Vincero, though, you're 20% off. Just likes to pop up a lot, though. You know, when you're looking at those differences, remember, those watches are super desirable because people are willing to pay what they ask. And I think a lot of times that there's people who have kind of pushed the fact that Rolex are investment watches. No, I don't think any watch is an investment watch. Now, I'm sure there are some out there with, and I don't have the knowledge to tell you which ones. But just remember that when you buy a Rolex, there's no guarantees that that's going to be worth more money. You may get a lot of guys be, oh, holds value. Well, everything holds value. That's people pay a lot for. Anything, no matter what it is, if it's an expensive car or a very expensive something, it's going to hold more value and have a resale more than something like this. Remember, these are not watches you buy for investment. These are not watches you buy because you're looking for the absolute best tool watch. These are watches you buy because you hear about the brand, you want to get a watch, and you look at your options out there, and maybe this particular watch does something for you. My buddy, he wears movement watches. He likes them. Sure, he doesn't have 160 watches, so for me, I have so many that it has to be something very different for me to want to add it to my collection now. I've even slowed down on Invictus because I have so many of them. But there's always a watch that kind of, that will continue to draw me in, right? And so that's why I think Vincero makes a nice product. Let's talk about materials, right? So 316 stainless steel, 5-year warranty. If you don't like it, you can return it. I don't know what climate neutral certified means, but I don't know. If you do, go ahead and let me know. You can add a band, and this is a kind of a standard band lug width. So if you want to go ahead and find bands for it, you can do that. You know me, I'm a bracelet guy, so I like the steel on my wrist. Again, nice decorative case back. Bezel insert on this. They don't mention what it's made of. I assume it's probably like an aluminum. And this is a chronograph function, which for those of you who don't know, a chronograph function is just basically a stopwatch. Let me throw it on my wrist. I'll do some close-ups here so you guys can see the whole point of changing the camera angle so you guys can see it on the wrist while I'm talking to you. So I'll try to do a better job at showing you guys what it looks like. And this is what's important to see, in just a normal conversation, what these watches might look like on you, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. So what else about it? They don't kind of hit you with tons of specs, but they'll give a description. And more importantly, case diameter 42 millimeters, kind of going to be your average Rolex-sized, pro diver-sized watch. Strap width 22 millimeter. Sky's the limit for getting straps for this. So I actually have a 22 millimeter Python strap that I've been looking to use it on something. So I might actually throw it on this. I don't mind straps when they become exotic, right? Just personal preference. You do have 10 ATMs of water resistance. The glass on this is mineral with a sapphire coating. And again, 316 stainless steel. It is a Seiko mechanical quartz. So that helps with the checklist. At least they're throwing a movement in there that's recognizable. And I think that's important with brands like this, is to continue to put movements that are respected, because unfortunately the way the world works is that a lot of people won't give this watch a chance if it doesn't have something that they can get approval from their moronic buddies about. So and ultimately Vincero, you want to sell watches, so I think that that's smart in order to do that. I think that a sapphire coating on a mineral crystal is more of a selling point. People recognize sapphire. I don't think it makes a difference. I think they'd be better off just using sapphire or just calling it a mineral crystal. I think people are too sharp when it comes to the information readily available. It's like Invicta. They do their flame fusion. They sell you on that as well. And ultimately, at the end of the day, all these, even a simple mineral crystal, unless you're really abusive to your watches and you really are careless, or you have some kind of job that you demand a watch that's extremely has a lot of tolerance for that, that might be important to you. But for the average guy like me, I'm not on some job site swinging a hammer. I'm not diving for for anything. I'm not subjecting my watch to my idea of getting a watch wet is like when I'm like at a casino in the pool, or I'm in my backyard in my hot tub, or it's raining, or I'm on the boat. I wore my new watch the other day, and I generally don't wear a watch on the boat because no matter what the price point, whether I paid for them, whether they're free, I don't want to lose anything, and I take care of everything that I own. So I reluctantly wore, but I was so excited I just got it, my brand new Doxa Homage by Tactical Frog. I wanted to wear that, and I subjected it to salt water, made sure I rinsed it. Remember, salt's corrosive. None of these watches, no matter what they're made of, should you subject them to salt water and then leave it. They should all be rinsed. Just kind of keep that in mind. For any of you with any material your watch is made out of, salt is extremely corrosive. So good rule of thumb there. None of them last forever if you don't take care of them. So, you know, to me, I think this is a fine watch. I like, you know, I do like this color combination. This is one that, this is what I mean by when you see something and it just kind of, you know, it calls you. Vincero said, hey, we want to send you a watch. And I said, well, you know, I'd like to review 2 of your watches. And they were nice enough to send me 2, and I do thank them for that. And guys, as you guys know, link is in the description of every single video. Check out their brand. See, you know, you may have looked at tons of watches over the years and maybe never saw anything that really spoke to you. And you might go to Vincero and say, man, you know, I just something about the brand that I really like. I always give the story of my buddy. He's not a watch guy. He's not a flashy guy. And, you know, we're very different. You know, I'm very very flamboyant, you know, and he's very, you know, he works in construction, and you know, and he's, you know, definitely a guy who's just more, he's not really into the flashy stuff, right? He's just you know, it's totally cool. But I did get excited because he was like, oh man, I got kind of sucked into an ad on Instagram for Filippo Loretti, and what was cool about it is that he normally wouldn't get sucked in. So that particular branding, that marketing worked for him, and he showed interest and he was thinking about getting one. I said, let me hook you up. So I was able to get him one, and he loves it, you know. So what I find enjoyable about it is that no matter what brand the person's interested in, is that just know that when I do a video like this and review a brand, and I'm giving you guys my honest opinion, if there's something that's really a garbage, terrible ripoff, I'm not going to recommend it. If this watch was $1,000, I'd probably tell you, man, you know, like there's other options. It's not worth $1,000, right? This is hence the reason why I don't buy a lot of the Diamond Invicta watches, because they're watches that I paid $130 for, 150 for when they're on sale, certain models, and that same model with some diamonds is now $1,500. So to me, it's not. You're still getting a $130 watch. So I'm always going to give you guys my honest 2 cents. Are there better values than this? Sure. Are there worse values than this? Absolutely. Ultimately, when you see a watch that speaks to you and something that is going to get you into watch collecting, or just even if you're looking for one watch and you're like, hey, this is the watch I like, it's just something about it I really enjoy. What's important is knowing that if you do spend your hard-earned money on it, in this case, you're looking at, what do they charge for this one here? You're looking at $199. That you're not going to get a piece of garbage. You're not going to get something that you're not going to enjoy. And that's what my job is here, to tell you that you'll be happy with this watch. Now, if you're a Rolex owner and you want to throw a watch under a macro lens, then this is not the watch for you. And there's not going to be many watches that you will, you know, once these guys hit this certain tier, that's really it for them. They're not going to, you know, unless there's like a story behind it. Like I see some knuckleheads online, they'll review some, you know, metal, you know, ridiculous Metal Gear watch. It's huge and ridiculous looking, in my opinion, but they'll tell you why it's the most amazing thing ever, and the next breath they'll bash a watch like this. Watches, you know, no matter what you choose to wear, we all have different opinions. We all have things that we like more and less than others. Ultimately, it's just about having a cool watch, and these are nice watches, and I think that you'll be happy with the Vincero brand. Now, price points on their other watches, they're all over the place, and this may not be the one necessarily that you want. You might see something else that speaks to you. There may be a different color. It is available in a white face. It is available in a rose gold case with strap. Several different bracelet and combinations. I gotta tell you, there's a kind of a nice, almost like a Tudor, kind of brick red bezel version, all black, which I could see being very popular. All black, you know, you can get a green face, which I'm not really into the green. I just sold a Delta T that was green. I'm not a green guy. So point is, they make a lot of options, and there's something for everyone on here. I think that's it about the specs. I mean, pretty straightforward. I like the fact they kept it pretty basic, and you know, that's really what people are looking for. You know, you got a name brand movement, whether it's a quartz or not. You know, everybody's got different things. Oh, I don't wear quartz, whatever it may be. You know, just because it's quartz doesn't mean that, you know, it's inferior to like a, you know, Seiko Inch 35. I get that a lot. Oh, they should have put. I get it. I'm an automatic watch guy too, but it doesn't mean it tells time better. Remember, your quartz is going to tell time better than anything. So if accuracy is your argument, then you shouldn't have an automatic. You should always have a quartz. So anyway, guys, I hope I rambled on enough about that to kind of let you guys know, you know, what you get for your money and what you're getting with Vincero. I think it's a great watch. I think you'll really like it. I'm sorry I don't have the box to show you. You guys know Fat Cat Collections doesn't really get too excited about the boxes because ultimately mine are all on lock and key. But it does come in a nice box. If you wanted to check out the box, check out my other video I did on the Vincero Vessel watch, another great dive style watch. Check that out as well. But I like the name. I like the branding. I like the style of the watch. I like the quality, and I think you guys ultimately will be very happy if this watch speaks to you and you want to get it. What else? That's about it. A couple close-ups here. You know, it has a milled clasp, which is generally, you know, guys will say, oh, that's, you know, less expensive, and it is. But, you know, when it's closed, nobody sees that. So who really cares? A milled clasp versus a stamped, stamped clasp versus milled, really irrelevant to me. Band, you know, we can shake it. We can make all these excuses in the world for this and that, but you know, it's all solid links, solid end links from what I can tell. I do like they gave you a on the push pin at the lugs. This is a easy push pin, as I call them. You can use your fingernail and take the bracelet off. You don't need the fork tool. So if you do like to kind of change up your bands, like I might throw on that exotic python strap on this one here. Very easy to do it without the tool. It is, again, a chronograph function. As far as the crown, we do not have a screw-down crown, which I'm really glad they didn't put on, because I've seen watches that have function pushers that are not screw-down like these, and then they'll put a screw-down crown. Doesn't make any sense if you're putting a screw-down crown with non-screw-down function pushers. So I like the fact that they use common sense on that there. Again, I really like these really kind of just subtle, bright orange hands against the black. I like it. It's a good looking watch. It's a nice looking watch. It's a quality watch. I think you guys will really like it. So again, guys, 7-inch wrist, 5'7.5". I weigh about 175 pounds. This is what it looks like on me. And you know, like I said, guys, if you are in the market for a watch, and I, you know, I mean, with all the watch brands that get hate, I tell you, Invicta gets a lot of hate, but of the brands that get even more hate are unfortunately brands like Movement, Filippo Loretti, brands like Vincero. These are these brands where you know, I've seen a lot of watch snobs just cut these brands down, and really you know, these guys are just full of nonsense. When you compare this to Seiko's and brands like Boulder, this is on par with those. There's no, you know, I'm sure there's some difference under a microscope you can show that might be, you can rationalize why it might be slightly better. But again, what really matters is when you pick this watch up, you put it on your wrist, how does it feel, what kind of quality you're getting. Anybody who's honest, like me, is going to tell you that this is a fantastic watch, and you won't be disappointed. So guys, thanks for watching the video. Vincero, thank you for your generosity in sending me 2 watches. I'd love to work with you guys again in the future. You have a lot of watches, and you know me, I'm any watch in my, another watch in my collection, yes please, you know, so you can never have too many watches. So yeah, guys, so if you have any questions, let me know. Drop me a comment, drop me an email. Email address in the description of every single video. I'm always around. Comments always get answered. I respond to every single comment. I'm here to help. So anyway, guys, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. You guys be kind to one another and take care.